Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. So I am back. Didn't do a video for a couple days. I've been in the very sunny and extremely hot Las Vegas. Yeah, when I landed there, it was 115 degrees Fahrenheit. So that was pretty unpleasant. I was there for a big security convention called Black Hat. So that was pretty interesting to see all those things. Get to see some of my old friends that I haven't seen in a while. That was pretty cool. Yeah, it was a good trip overall so far. Knock on wood, no illness. A little bit of throat stuff from having to work my day job's booth floor. So my voice is not equipped to yelling for 10 hours a day for 2 days straight. Actually, it's like 2.5 days, but yeah, so lots of activity there. But guess what I did not do? I did not skip the gym. I did take a rest day the first day I arrived there, but the second 2 days I did get to work out. I got to go to this place here, which is the Dragon's Lair in Las Vegas. That's Flex Lewis's gym, also known as the Welsh Dragon. That was a really cool experience. I'll probably flash some pictures up here so you can see some of that, but that was great. That's been kind of my thing lately is when I travel to these different places, I always maybe look for a gym that's, has a influencer in it or something that looks kind of cool. I'll kind of go there just to kind of see it and check out the different kinds of equipment. Thing I liked about the Dragon's Lair a lot was that, it's not a huge gym. It's I'd say medium sized, but they have a lot of great different types of equipment. But everybody there was really, really cool. Like the person working the front desk was super cool. There was a guy in there that I swear at first I looked at him, I thought it was The Rock for a minute, Dwayne Johnson. But this guy is just gigantic, but super nice guy there saying hi to me and talking to me, even though like he could probably like pick me up and put me in his pocket and maybe even crush me up a little bit for extra fun. But super nice people, really cool gym, and I will definitely be back. In fact, I did an upper body workout with one of my friends that I work with there, and then I came back the second morning to do a leg workout, and so it was really a great experience. I'm glad I did it, but I'm very glad to be home. School's about to start with the kids, so lots of things to do. What I thought I would do is talk a little bit about, nutrition, eating, and working out on the road. I have a new appreciation of how hard that can be. I always knew it was probably challenging or somewhat difficult, but I would say that this one was extra difficult for a couple different reasons. One, my time that I had was very short. I had to work our vendor booth at Black Hat. I was a kind of in charge with another guy of making sure that all the demos worked, all the technical things worked, and they didn't work the first day. So there was a lot of stress there. But basically my schedule consisted of getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, which, at 5 o'clock Las Vegas, 7 a.m. Central. So that's not too terrible. Central is my home time zone. I had to get up 5 o'clock in the morning, populate all the data, test it out, make sure everything looks good. And then I had to find breakfast. That was challenging because we were all staying in the Mandalay Bay. So there were thousands of people staying at that Mandalay Bay that were attending the conference, and nothing opens before 7 a.m. From a food perspective. So I had to be in the booth around 9 a.m. in the morning. So between, it took me about an hour and a half to populate data. So that gets me to 6:30 in the morning. And then I had to, ideally, I would have been able to eat from 6:30 to 7, and then from 7 to 9, try to grab a workout or something like that. But nothing opens till 7. So that pushes everything back 30 minutes. So I had to do some hacks that I thought I might just kind of share. So one thing I typically do is when I travel, I usually get an Instacart, or I try to go to a local grocery store real quick. I usually don't rent a car, so I'm Ubering. So I tend to focus more on or favor Instacart more. It is more expensive, which I don't like so much, but what I try to do is I try to get some essential things, like some essential carbohydrate type things, like some rice cakes and things to kind of snack on. I try to get a good protein source. So if the room has a refrigerator in it, I try to get some like non-fat Greek yogurt and maybe some like blueberries or raspberries or something that I can put in it. I also try to get some packets of oats, like high fiber oats. And that's just something I can kind of quickly put together real quick if I need to have a protein and carbohydrate dense breakfast. That's a good way to go. The challenge with Vegas, though, is that they don't give you a refrigerator in the room. The only one they give you is full of liquor and junk food, and it's weighted, so you can't put stuff in there, or else like you get charged or knock stuff over, and it's not a good situation. So I had no way to cool food. I also had no way to heat food, so I didn't have a microwave in my room either. So I'm kind of giving the proverbial thumbs down to Vegas strip hotel, at least the Mandalay, from a accommodation perspective for people that are trying to hit certain micro and macronutrient goals. So wasn't real happy about that. So basically I was completely dependent on something that could not be heated or refrigerated. And I couldn't eat till 7, and the lines to eat anywhere were extremely full. And room service also didn't deliver till 7. And it was also, a typical 40 to 50% upcharge. So very, very challenging on this trip to try to make sure that my nutrients were on goal. My nutrition was on goal or on point. It was also tough to get sleep because, everybody's kind of pulling you to dinner. You're going out to dinner with groups of people. They tend to talk. Not that that's bad. I'm not trying to say that I'm not a people person or something, but it's definitely at odds with a nutrition and health conscious lifestyle. And you don't want to be rude, eat your dinner and be like, I'm out, but dinners that take 2.5 to 3 hours, I'm not into that. And then also going out afterwards, I definitely don't do any of that stuff either. That's not aligned with what I'm trying to achieve either. So yeah, very difficult. So what I ended up doing for breakfast is the first day I did go down and get breakfast, but it was okay. Like it was restaurant. Actually, I wouldn't even say it was restaurant quality food. It was more like buffet type quality food. It wasn't a buffet, but the food, I could tell the way it was prepared and things like that. Not very fresh, lots of butter, that kind of stuff. So I kind of did what I had to do that first day. The second and third day that I was there, though, I just did a quick little hack it's not pretty and it's not the best thing, but essentially I took my shaker and I had some instant oats, high fiber instant oats from Quaker, and it has, a little bit more sugar in it. But that's carbs to fuel my workout. So that's cool. I poured that into a shaker cup. I filled the rest of it with hot water out of the faucet. And then I poured in a scoop of protein powder, specifically birthday cake protein powder. And there's something about the birthday cake from HD Muscle and oats that I really, really like. And so I shook that up, and essentially it made it into kind of like an oat watery smoothie. I didn't get the water right the first time I tried it, but the second time I got a little closer, but it was okay. And, the nutrients on that or the macros on that were pretty good. Not great, but, it got me about 30 grams of protein, probably about 50 grams of carbs, and, just a few grams of fat, not much. But as a starter kind of meal to bootstrap me for the day, it did the job. I will say that I did not hit my protein goal. Like hitting the protein goal was very, very difficult. I think I only hit it one day, and that's because I had time to pick the restaurant I wanted to go to. It was the last night I was there. And so I specifically targeted a barbecue restaurant. It's in the Palms. It's actually called Maybell, I think is how you say it, barbecue. And that was in the Palms. And man, that was really, really good. It was about, maybe a third a pound of brisket, and I'll flash a picture up, but a third a pound of brisket, half a chicken, and then I had some French fries because it was later in the night. And so I wanted to get those fats in because I had, I think at that point, only like 2 or 3 grams of fat for the day, which is way too low for my goals. So I had to do a little bit of fat uptake there, and that was so good. Yeah, it was really good. So I had a good time. I ate by myself that time. I was like, I'm going to go in, out, and I'm going to get some sleep. So both days that I did get to go to the gym, basically I got up at 5 a.m., did my day job work, went to the gym, got an hour and a half workout, came back, drank a protein shake. Before I went to the gym, I drank that oat mixture that I talked about, went to the gym, came back. One day I went to Denny's on the way home and ate a decent breakfast. Tried to stay away from, a lot too much stuff. I think I had 2 eggs with 2 egg whites. So, to get the yolks, but for the omegas, and then the egg whites for the protein, and then some bacon because it's fats, but it's not too bad. Usually I try to not put fats right after a workout. It slows your digestion, slows protein uptake. So I don't want to do that typically, but because I knew that was going to probably be the only time I was being able to eat until later, that felt like that was crucial. And then the other time, I think I just went back to my hotel and drank a protein shake and had to go to the airport. So got those workouts in. Lunch was even harder. That's because I was on the showroom floor. So I had to make sure everybody was taken care of. I had to make sure all the demos were going well. I was also covering any escalations. But getting away from lunch, I could only get maybe 45 minutes to an hour, maybe for lunch. And the lines were hour plus. Because there's a lot of people there. There's like one food court, but it's funny. I had an epiphany there in that food court that, and I continued to have the same epiphany throughout my entire trip. And it was how scary of an epidemic we are in this country on overweight, people being overweight. And like you can beat on people all you want, but I think that's the wrong attitude. I think that it's a subject of what we're offered. Okay. Using as an example, if you will, the food court had, I would say, I think it had about 6 restaurants in it. Okay. If I recall correctly, there was a pizza place, there was a hamburger place, there was a Chinese food place, there was a sandwich shop of notable brand. And then there was a salad, I think it was called Salads Plus or something like that place. And the Salads Plus place was where I got my food. And you might ask why? Well, it's because you're eating healthy. No, actually, because it was the shortest line. The lines in the other places were 5 to 6 times the amount of the salad place. Okay. And the salad place, you could get salads that had protein in them, and you could get shakes and smoothies where you could add protein and things like that. But that really dawned on me that like how big of a problem we have in this country. Like when the lines for all the other food are 5 to 6 times as long as the salad place. And, I think it's a couple, why weren't there more than one salad place? Probably because it doesn't sell as well. And, that whole kind of experience really doubled down on my efforts to try to talk about, and maybe raise some awareness of how we are essentially groomed to eat terrible. And it's really unfortunate. Anyway, I had a pretty good lunch when I could get it. I got it 1 out of the 2 days. The other day, I think I just went back to my room and drank protein shake and some oats again. But I think I did miss my protein goal a couple days. I got home, I was about 2.5 pounds light. Now that could be water weight. It's Vegas. It's dry. I definitely felt in my workouts where my water, I having to go to the drinking fountain constantly because I was so thirsty. My workout partner actually got a cramp in his chest, which is very rare. I mean, usually you get that in your legs, but he got one in his chest from dehydration. And so, you really have to watch that, right? When it comes to traveling to places of different climate like that. But yeah, I lost about 2.5 pounds. So, and this morning I weighed in at 180. I had been tracking about 181.5. So that's a little disappointing because of what I'm trying to achieve, but I'm hoping most of that is just like glycogen stores in my muscles or something. I hope it's just water weight, as it's commonly called. But we shall see. I'll continue to trend that out. But I hit the gym twice when I was there. And then when I got back, I hit the gym yesterday, and I'll tell you, I have a ton of fatigue yesterday and today. And part of that, I'm trying to kind of figure out what that might be from. It might be maybe jet lag, time zone change. Maybe I slept okay when I got home. I got to sleep fine, but I didn't stay asleep. I woke up many times during the night. Last night was better. Workouts being home, just a little bit lighter, a little easier, not going to complete failure, things like that. Is kind of some of the things I'm thinking about. But yeah, I just, I think the big learning from the trip was, we have a lot of work to do in this country in terms of waking people up from the complete horrific epidemic that's happening with overweight, with weight and obesity. I definitely, just to round this out, I have a even higher respect. I always had respect for people that traveled because I used to do it a lot too, but even higher respect for people that are trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle and are traveling on a regular basis. Definitely mad props to you. But with a little bit of like hacks and things to do, you kind of just have to get creative sometimes to stay within your macronutrient goals and stay on your health journey while you're going out. The places that we went to eat, I was very conservative in what I ate. Like first night, we went to an Italian food place. You would not catch me going to an Italian food place normally. It just doesn't fit my macronutrient needs. Is it good to eat lasagna? Is it fun? Yeah, absolutely. But if I'm trying to hit 200 grams of protein a day, not very helpful. If I'm trying to stay within, 80 grams of fat a day, not very helpful. But I did find chicken there, so I ate chicken. The second night I went to a steakhouse, and I drove that decision pretty heavily. I was like, guys, I have had 30, 40, 50 grams of protein today. I have to hit 200. I'm going to eat a steak tonight. I'll go alone unless somebody wants to come with me. And so a couple guys from work ended up going. It was fantastic. I did have apple pie that day, just to admit that. But it's because I had 1,400 calories in reserve, but after I ate the steak that I had. So I was way calorie deprived. So I had room in my diet. So I ate that apple pie, and it was everything that you would imagine it would be. It was very good. So anyway, I'm going to give the voice a rest. I've ranted quite a bit in this video, but I haven't done a video for about a week. So I wanted to just do a quick one, talk a little bit about, travel, the challenges there, not having, not being able to prepare your food the way you want, eating out of restaurants, talked a little bit about before, but this is some notes from the field, if you will, of what I experienced in this trip over the last week. So hope you found it helpful. Keep up the great work. I know you can do it. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.